welcome to the DRC.
Hi, Crystal. Thank you so much for having me. So I'm here to see Glenna for the roleplay mediation.
Okay, we'll get you brought back. Did you have an okay drive?
Yes, it was good. Thank you so
All
much.
right, well, come on.
Thanks. Okay. So what is this?
This is actually part of our bookmark art contest. It's done from children in the community, kindergarten through 8th grade.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
and you'll see some more on the back wall as well. And right here we do have a little break area. We have some coffee, water, and some fresh cookies if you'd like any.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, and it'll be right down this hallway. Just keep walking. You'll walk straight into the mediation room.
So, Glenna, thank you so much for doing this. And you're a volunteer mediator with the DRC, and so it's awesome to have you be able to show us a little bit of what a typical online mediation might look like in this new world of ODR. But first, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we can talk about what kind of case you're going to be doing today.
I'm a recovering attorney. I stopped practicing, I want to say, almost 15 years ago, 14, 15, something like that.
Yeah.
And as soon as I stopped practicing and left corporate America, I took the classes to become a mediator because I thought it was important to do something that you give back to the community. And I think that increasing the peace in the community is important, and the people come into mediation to resolve their problems. I hope that they leave with a resolution, but also that they learn how to communicate have difficult conversations. They learn a little bit more about how to have a productive conversation that's difficult on a difficult topic.
Yes, definitely. Are you doing mainly like family mediations or all of them?
I do all of them, but I do quite a bit more family. I actually like probate mediations.
Okay.
And probate and family are my favorites.
Gotcha. You were an attorney. What were you practicing? I'm just curious.
Corporate.
Got
I was
it.
corporate attorney. I was general counsel and oil and gas for an Italian oil and gas company. So,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So you have a wide variety of experience, I see.
Yes.
Question, how long have you been doing the mediations for the DRC?
Probably about 14 years,
Okay.
something like that. Right after I stopped training, I took my family training with the DRC right when they moved into this facility. And I started right away. As soon as I finished my training, I started, and the DRC starts you off, I think, in a way that's helpful. You observe a number of mediations, and then you co-mediate with an experienced mediator,
Yeah.
and so you get a lot of, you're comfortable, I think, by the time you're.
Yes. So you've seen across these 14 years mediations being done in person and then slowly evolving and then rapidly evolving during the pandemic to online.
We had a rapid move. Our executive director, I want to say it was a week.
Yeah.
We shut down. She trained us all. She got us trained. Yeah, and I think you were involved in that.
Yeah.
The next week we were online. So she hardly skipped a beat. So I've been online since then. I like mediating online.
Yes. So just, I guess, a 30-second version, what would be your takeaway comparing the in-person world that was before the pandemic and doing it now?
Zoom mediations are very convenient, I think, for all parties, because you don't have to leave your house or your office or wherever you are. You can stay there, sign on, so it's very efficient. You don't have to deal with traffic. I think what you lose is the body language. A lot of the communication is more body language, and of course, when you're not in person, you don't get all of that. So you may lose a little bit of the communication. But you also, if you're one of the spouses who has maybe experienced violence or something in your marriage, or you just feel less confident being in the same room with the person, this gives you a little bit more safety. You can be in your home, you can be in your safe space, or you can go to your attorney's office and you don't have to be in the same room if you felt some kind of antagonism towards your spouse or sibling.
Yes. Well, so tell me about this mediation that we're going to be observing today. First off, thank you so much for allowing me to sit in, but what kind of case is it, and what are the conflicts at issue?
So this is going to be a family case, and typically when we mediate at the DRC, the mediators don't know. We don't have background information. We know it's a family case, or it's a modification, or it's probate, but we don't have details. We don't have pre-briefs or anything. So we rely on the clients to give us an opening that tells us what they want to accomplish. Some, legally trained mediators would prefer to have a brief. I actually prefer them to tell me in their own words what their issues are.
Gotcha.
And go from there. Because I think then if there's an unrepresented party, if they're self-represented, they're not at a disadvantage because a lawyer has presented us with this fabulous brief, explaining their side, and then the other side, they have nothing. So I think that it balances the playing field if they both come in and tell us in their own words what their issues are and what they want to happen at the mediation.
Yeah. So a lot of the cases you have, some have lawyers and some don't.
Yes, or there's a combination where one side has an attorney and the other side doesn't. It's useful to have attorneys, I think, because they can help their clients understand. And of course, mediators, we don't give out legal advice. So if the person is confused about a legal issue, they have to go take a break, go look it up, figure it out. But we are just talking about what they want to do to resolve it. And they can be creative in mediation.
Yeah. Absolutely. And last question, before we get to this point, what had been happening behind the scenes as far as the DRC staff and getting you now to be able to mediate, to do the actual job itself?
So staff does an amazing job. They do all the scheduling. They help support the technology, especially for those of us that are not, feel that comfortable with the technology. Staff is there. We can call upon them. If something glitchy happens and we can't fix it, then we text them, staff, help, and they come on and help us resolve it. So they take care of all the payments, all the processes. They also now, again, file the mediated settlement agreement. They'll file it with the court. So they take care of everything. All we have to show up and mediate.
Gotcha. And you can do this from home as well, right?
Yes. When I say show up, I mean I walk down my stairs into my office and I mediate.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to this. So thank you so much for this, and it'll be great to see this in action.
Thank you. Now I hope that it turns out well.
All right.
Fingers crossed. And it's Amber's first.
Good. It's your show.
Good afternoon, Amber.
Good afternoon.
I'm Glenna. I'm your mediator. Thank you for agreeing to mediate with the DRC. We have Mac here. He's observing. He's a documentarian, and he's doing a documentary explaining the Zoom online mediation process. Thank you so much for agreeing to allow that to happen. And I was looking a little bit at your the information that we have, which is very scant, but I noticed that you are not represented by counsel, and your husband Kai is. Are you comfortable if we begin all together?
Yeah, I think it'll help us get this over with faster, so that's fine.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And I'm going to go and let him know the same thing, and then we'll be in general session, okay? The breakout rooms will close. It'll take about 10 seconds. So give me a couple minutes and we'll begin, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Have to just figure out.
Hi, could you make your screen bigger?
Good afternoon, Kai. Deborah?
Good afternoon.
So my name is Glenna Kai. I am going to be your mediator this afternoon. Deborah, we've met. I wanted to start out by making sure you guys were comfortable during the mediation in a group session. You're all both okay with that? Before we start, I wanted to also thank you guys for agreeing to have Mac observing and filming for his documentary on online mediation. So we appreciate that. Thank you both. So I am going to move us all to general session so we can do the introductions and get underway if everyone's ready. Yep.
That's fine.
Very good. Oh, good. We're all here together. Welcome. Again, my name is Glenna. Uh, Kai, Amber, have you all mediated with the DRC before?
Yeah, we came in earlier, about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Did you get a temporary orders at that time?
Yes.
Okay, 6 months is long enough. If you don't mind, indulge me. I'm gonna just do the intro again so that we're all working off the same script, okay?
Okay.
So the DRC practices what's called facilitative mediation. The premise underlying that is the parties to any dispute are the best person to resolve it. Yeah? You guys know your family situation, your schedule, your child better than anybody else. So Kai and Amber, if you all reach an agreement, that would be in Hannah's best interest. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
So my job as a facilitative mediator is just to give you information, is to help you guys communicate. So Kai, you have Deborah to provide legal advice. Amber, you don't. But if you need to take a break during this process to kind of look at anything, we can do that. Okay.
Okay.
I am a recovering attorney. Do not ask me any legal questions. I'm not providing any legal advice in this role. Okay. Also, I never practiced family law, so not qualified anyway. Okay. I'm just going to help you guys communicate, work through issues. I will be taking notes during this process, but after the mediation's over, I will shred them. And I would ask you guys to do the same if you take notes. We want to make sure that we maintain confidentiality. Yeah, so we want this process to be completely confidential. We want you both to feel comfortable having an open discussion about the issues without worrying that if you don't settle and you go to trial, something that you said during mediation will come up. That generally does not happen. And the judges in Montgomery County are very supportive of mediation. So if you make a mistake and try to bring up something that happened in mediation, they'll generally stop you. At least that's what I've heard. Deborah, has that been your experience?
Yes, definitely.
So, and I also can't be called to testify in your trial, and I'm not going to remember any of this anyway. So, complete confidentiality guaranteed by old age. Okay. So, the other thing that you need to know about mediation process is we're going to start with the petitioner, and she's going to have a chance to just explain what she's here for, what she hopes to accomplish. And Kai, then we're going to move to you and Deborah, and either you or Deborah or some combination can do the same thing. Explain why you're here and what you hope to accomplish. I know in normal conversation, we all tend to talk over each other. That's just how we do. Don't do that. If you want to take notes when someone says something, if you want to remember a point, just write it down so you remember and you don't feel like you're going to forget. So that will help you not interrupt. Because I'm old. If you interrupt or crosstalk, I'm going to miss something. And we want really each of you to be heard during this process, okay?
Yeah.
The other thing that we need to keep in mind about this mediation process is that we have 4 hours. But if we're going to write a clear agreement based on what you guys resolve today, we need about an hour to get that done. So at the 3-hour mark, we're going to start assessing whether or not we can start drafting either a full agreement or a partial agreement, or because we want to have time to get it drafted clearly, reviewed it, and have it sent out by DocuSign to sign. Can everyone agree to that? That work?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fine.
Also it's really important that you remain on this call on Zoom until you get back a fully executed agreement. Now, we don't want to do all this work and then you disappear before you have a full agreement. Okay, so everybody, can you all agree to stay on this call?
Yeah. Let me switch to my laptop. My phone is half of the inner battery. So
Okay. We can take a pause for that. We'll just take a little break. We can take breaks through this process as you need to, for any reason.
all right.
So I think that's all we need to cover. Oh, confidentiality. Back to confidentiality. It's a critical part of mediation, yeah? There are exceptions, though, to confidentiality. If any allegations of abuse to a child, an adult with disabilities, or a senior citizen come up, Kai, I've got you. We'll go back to that in a minute. Okay. Kai, if you could hang up on your phone
All right.
so we don't have an echo. All right, so confidentiality and exceptions there too. Okay. Any allegations of abuse to a child, an adult with disabilities, or senior citizen, we are going to stop the mediation if any of that comes up and make a report. Except abuse to a senior citizen. Don't abuse me. I don't deserve it. Don't do it. Okay. So the other thing we're going to try to do during this, I know you guys have a history together that, may be full of some strife. We're going to try really hard to stay focused on the future and what we need to do to ensure that Hannah has two loving, supportive parents in her life. Does that make sense? So we're going to avoid spending too much time talking about who did what when and all of the negative things that brought us here. And we're going to focus on going forward. We're also not going to call each other names. No name calling. Yeah. So we're going to listen politely. We're going to work forward. Amber, if this mediation has the possibility of impacting your legal rights, your financial obligations, if at any point you feel like you can't enter into an agreement without seeking counsel, please just let us know so that we can stop and you can proceed with getting counsel. Okay. I don't want you to feel that you
Okay.
can. Okay.
Okay.
But we want everybody, when they enter into this agreement, to be thoughtful and intentional, because once you sign a mediated settlement agreement, you can't wake up tomorrow and change your mind. Okay. It's a binding contract. Okay. I think that we're ready to start. If you all are ready.
Yeah.
We're ready.
Okay, Amber, you have the floor.
Okay. So, like you said, we're looking towards the future, right? And basically what I'm wanting out of it, I need to keep the house. We're in a really good school district. Hannah loves her classmates. She loves her teachers. She has her whole future ahead of her, and the best way she's going to get that is by going to the school that she's going to right now. I don't want to disrupt her life any more than it's already been disrupted, and me keeping the house is going to be the best way to do that.
Okay, anything else?
And I'm not okay with her leaving the country.
When you say leaving the country, what are you talking? Can you give me a little bit more information about that?
Yes, we left last time not being able to finish talking about him taking her back to China to go visit family.
So you're hesitant about her going to China on vacations.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on your concerns?
Yeah, everybody keeps talking about how we're going to be at war with China eventually. We have all those tariffs and stuff with China. She's an American citizen. He is now too. I don't think it's safe.
And you're basing that on a future possibility of war with China. Yeah, if I'm understanding you correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. Kai, I see. Is there anything other issues, Amber, that you wanted to discuss?
No, we covered everything in the last mediation.
Okay, so what I've got from you today, your concerns are the ability for you to keep the marital home. And your other concern is that your agreements restrict Hannah's ability to leave the country, even for vacation.
Right.
Specifically to go to China.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot going on in the world right now. There's a lot of unrest. I don't want her to go anywhere out of the
So
country.
you don't want her leaving the country for any purpose. Okay.
No.
All right, that's clear. All right. And those are the only two issues we have to discuss today.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Okay. Deborah, Kai, one of you or take turns. What would you like to accomplish today?
Well, of course, I don't want to disturb Hannah's life. for sure. And trust me, there are many good school district, where we live, it's in a good school district. I agree. But I don't think selling the house is gonna disrupt her life, life can move on. She's not staying at the same school forever. She has to learn to social with different people. You go different school, meet different friends. Yeah, that is part of life. So, uh, selling the house, it's important to me because I work offshore. Sometimes I work offshore 2 weeks, every day 12-hour work. It's very stressful, and I do take another 2 weeks off after that, and I roughly I get quite a bit of the free time, but lately I just found out, there will be a new person, we need to train, and I rarely get this kind of opportunity window. In summer during school break, I actually can get up to 6 weeks off. So I really want to take Hannah, just expand her horizon, learn what um, the world look like, especially like in China. We have those Asian heritage, there, and she needs to see. I believe she generally, yeah, I believe she needs to see what China really look like. I know the social media you're talking about, bunch of junks about uh, you know, the U.S. and China, their enemy, they're gonna have a war or stuff like that. But I don't really believe that. I have friends in China, they, and I have some, U.S. friends, in China. They love it. They love it. Yeah, they generally don't believe that China is dangerous like social media, you know, telling people, it's different. So I would love to, take that opportunity window, sometime in June and July-ish, mid-July, and really take the time to spend some time with Hannah and let her to explore, open her eyes, and I think that's important for her. And be honest, I need some money. I need some money. I travel, we need some money. I need money now. So yeah, I doubt, my wife has the money, extra money to support this thing. So I think the money has to come out of the equity. We have about 100 130K-ish, I think last time check, the equity. So I would love, half of that. Yeah.
Okay, so my understanding is that you would prefer the house be sold so that you can have your half of the liquidate your half of the equity, and you also are interested in having Hannah travel with you to China in order to meet your the country that your heritage and your friends that are in China. And you don't think that it's dangerous for her to do that. Is that where your position is? Does that I understand that
Yeah.
clearly?
Yeah. I stay close to contact with my friends and colleagues in China. I haven't heard anything like terrible happen. So
Deborah, do you have anything to add?
In listening to this, think about it, the world changes like overnight, right? Which country's safe, which country isn't. So, in a broad statement of never being able to go to China or anywhere abroad, I think is something that is not realistic or reasonable to put in an agreement that would be lasting unless it was modified. Um, so that's something maybe they need to discuss a little bit what that would look like, age, or maybe some stipulations as far as if there's some actual threat, how the countries have threats up and down, not just rumors, not just, what social media is saying, because some people say it's dangerous to come to the United States. So, you know, I don't think that that is a valid um, way to resolve this between them. And as far as the house, it is 130,000 to confirm that. That's the equity in it. And selling the house does not necessarily mean that the child wouldn't remain in the school district. There could be other properties, you all could consider that the child um, maybe move to another home within this same district. And Kai makes a great point that kids don't stay in the same school forever. And maybe the elementary is great, and maybe the middle school isn't, and maybe the high school is or not. So just some food for thought there for them to work through.
Okay. Amber, you've heard from Kai and Deborah. You have thoughts about?
Yeah. So,
Like she said, the world can change at any minute, like overnight. I don't want her on the other side of the country if something, or on the world, if something were to happen, if something were to go bad, right? She's only 8. Like, it's so hard for her to be able to communicate back and stuff with me. I can't go over there and get her if something happens. No, maybe when she's older, yeah. Like I know, like in high school, sometimes kids will go out and do like, mission trips and stuff like that overseas. Maybe we could, come back to it then. But right now, while she's so young, no, absolutely not. She's a little girl. She doesn't need to do that. I mean, being this young, she's probably not even gonna remember most of it when she's older, anyways.
She's not alone. She's with me.
And he has family in China. It's not like he's taking her to a country where he has no connection and no relatives or a base. So this is not just going on some excursion somewhere. So that is something that maybe Kai, you could talk about a little bit more about how much family support you actually have in China. And, that is something that the child has the right to know that side of the family as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Since Hannah was born, there's so many of my relatives and friends. They like to meet the kids. Guess what? It's been 8 years. It's really a long time. People changes. People some family relatives
Right.
they
It's been
passed
eight
away.
years. She hasn't gone this time and it's been fine. Why is it all of a sudden now that she has to go? One, two, help from your family is like a double-edged sword. No, I'm not going to subject her to that where I'm not there to help protect her. No.
They really want to meet her. They love
And they
kids.
can come visit her.
So,
we have
Have you
modern
been to
technology.
Amber,
Have you been to China, Amber?
No, I have not.
so what are your concerns? I thought I heard you say something about not being able to protect her in relation to his family. What are your concerns about your daughter meeting her father's family?
Well, I mean, if my experience over the past like 9 years has anything to say about it, they tend to do one thing but then say another thing, um, and not mean it at all.
So, in regards to your daughter traveling to China to meet her father's family, her family, and her paternal family members, what specific kinds of concerns do you have? I know I heard you talk about globally there could be a problem, and there could
Yeah, I mean,
be.
even the travel advisory that
That the government has it listed as, I don't remember if it was yellow or red now. I'd have to look it up again. But even they're suggesting not to travel there.
So, looking to the government's ratings or on countries prior to a decision to travel, if they said that if the rating was okay for travel, would that help alleviate your concerns?
Some of them.
Can you expand on that?
Okay, time out. I need a break.
Okay. So that's fine. We can take a break. Did you want to move to a private room to take your break at this time, or did you just want to go walk
Yeah,
around your house?
let's do that.
The breakout
Yeah,
room?
I'd like some time to talk to my client too, so that this is a good time.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna open the breakout rooms and you're gonna each get join buttons in a minute. Kai, did you see a join button?
Not yet.
Okay, hit the join button and you're gone. I'm gonna go join and I'm joining in. Amber. Okay. Take a deep breath, take a deep breath, and then tell me about your concerns with your daughter going to visit her family in China.
so
my ex tends to believe whatever literally anybody else has to say over anything me or my daughter has to say. And I just don't like it's bad enough with them being here, but her being over on the other side of the country, how is she supposed to contact me? Like, how is she supposed to communicate with me when she is feeling uncomfortable or thinks like her dad's not believing her when she's trying to explain something to him that contradicts what an adult's saying?
Okay. So, cell phone coverage? No? Doesn't work because of the time difference, you think?
Well, I think it would be difficult for her to be able to contact me anytime she wants because right now she has to ask her dad for the phone. He has to be willing to give it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yes, she wouldn't. And then anytime she does, of course, he's going to be like, well, why do you need to talk to her? Especially if like, what if they're in the middle of something right then and there? She's like, well, I want to talk to mom. And he's
Yeah.
like, well, no. And he's going to gatekeep the phone,
Okay.
but I'm all the way over. Like she can't do anything about it. But she's only 8.
Is there an age you would feel more comfortable with her traveling abroad?
Yeah, we had talked before about her getting her own cell phone when she's 12.
Okay. And is that an age where you would feel comfortable with her traveling outside the country?
I don't know.
Let's just go ahead and acknowledge that you're the mama and you don't want your child to ever leave you or you can't take care of her. Right? That's just a thing.
Yes, it is. I'm mama bear and it is so hard to let go.
Yeah.
Especially like because I had my own difficulties and stuff, and I know we're supposed to be looking forward, and I'm trying not to like put my own situation off on her. Like I am. It might not feel like that way, but I am. And I just want her to feel safe.
Right. You want
I
her to
want her
feel
to
safe
feel
and you
like
want her
she
to
feels
be
safe.
safe. Yeah. So what has she expressed an interest in traveling to China to visit her family?
If she hasn't brought it up with me.
Okay. Would that make a difference?
I don't know. I mean, because like she's 8. The girl sometimes wants to do what 16-year-olds are out doing too. Like I'm not going to let her go get body piercings and stuff right now. As interesting as she thinks that is, because no, she's 8 years old. She's still a little
Right.
girl, and it's my job as her mom
Hmm.
to make sure that she's safe and that she can reach me whenever she needs to.
Right. So are you thinking when she gets her own cell phone at the age of 12 that that might be a more comfortable thing for you to allow her to travel abroad?
Yes, I feel like she had, like you said, it's really hard at all. Um, but yeah, I feel like that's more of a normal age if you're going to be going out anywhere. She would have a cell phone. She wouldn't ever feel alone, regardless of what's happening over there, because she could reach out to me at any time. Um, yeah, I think that would make me feel better.
Okay. And then there's the length of the trip. I know he said he could get up to 6 weeks off at a time. How are you feeling about? Because it can't be a weekend trip, right? China is a long travel. So
Right.
what time period, excuse me, would you feel comfortable with?
I don't, for me, the time period's not as important if it's during his visitation and not going into mine.
Okay.
Um, as long as she's comfortable with it, if she has a say in how long it is.
Okay. So we're talking about
Because by 12, she'll be able to make that decision, I think.
I'm sure at 12 she'll have lots of opinions about lots of things. So we can talk in terms of like structuring something that would allow travel when she's 12 years old. And what about some intermediary things we can do so that she could kind of get some exposure to her family?
Well, I'm fine if they want to video chat or if they want to come over here.
Okay. Just so she's not, completely new, right? Some exposure, and you're okay with that.
She's met them like online and stuff
Okay.
before.
Okay.
That feels safe to me. So that's
Good.
fine.
All right. So, while we were here in private, did you want to talk about the house? They had mentioned the possibility of another house in the same school district. Or can you buy him out? What are you feeling about that?
For us to have that, I would need some time. I can't do a buyout right now. He knows I can't do a buyout right now, but I could work towards being able to do the buyout.
What would that look like, the working towards it?
I could see if I could get more hours with my job. Because I have Hannah at night, so I wouldn't necessarily be able to do evening things. But I'm a part-time worker right now, so I could try to go full-time.
Okay. So when you say that, are you talking about some kind of monthly payout program? What are we talking about specifically for a buyout?
If I'm being honest, I don't even know if he has something to suggest on that end. If he's willing to work with me for me to keep the house, then I would be willing to work with him on that.
Okay, and you're not open to selling and purchasing another house?
No, no, and he knows, like, I can't even do a buyout for him. How am I supposed to, with housing going so far up from how it was, how am I supposed to get another house in this district?
Financially, it's not a doable arrangement.
Right.
Okay. All right, so going back, did you want to go back into general session, or did you want me to take your proposal of, the 12-year of age before she travels to China and setting up some kind of workout plan for a buyout?
I think I'd be more comfortable if you took it over there.
Okay, I can do that. While I'm going over there, is there anything else you want me to tell them?
No, not that I can think.
Okay, so my understanding of your proposal right now is that at the age of 12, when your daughter's 12 years old and has her own cell phone, you would be amenable to her traveling during his periods of possession to China. And as far as the house goes, you would need to set up some kind of buyout plan where you paid him back on a monthly basis, since you are not in a position to do that now. But you don't believe purchasing another house, a property in that school district is feasible at this point.
Correct.
So that's what I will tell them.
Thank
All right. So I'm going to leave you here and I'm going to go join them. And there's a help button at the bottom of your screen somewhere that you can click if you need me for anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, very good. I will be back.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Every time. I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys have anything you want to tell me before I give you Amber's proposal? Or?
Yeah, see, we were talking about like how this could work and what ideas he was thinking. So, understanding her concerns and all. Kai was thinking maybe the first trip not as long, not a full 6-week trip to China. Maybe he's saying that the family has reunions in Malaysia and some other places, then maybe go there for maybe a 3-week trip, because anywhere you fly is very expensive. So it doesn't make sense to go and come back without enjoying it or having the relatives. And correct me if I'm, speaking out of turn, Kai. This is, I'm just trying to summarize what your
Yeah, that's
position
right.
is here.
Yeah, that is right.
And so, he's trying to teach her the language and learn the culture and meet her family. So maybe if the concern is the country of China, then maybe a different country for a shorter period this time, and then they can build on that.
Did you have any additional thoughts about the house?
Yes, Kai, he did have some thoughts about the house. He needs his the money out of the house. So we were talking about timing, right? We're already in May.
Mm-hmm.
School's going to be out, so he's not looking to displace the child at the end of the school year. They have to select a realtor. They're going to have to agree on the list price. How's it going to work with if there are any repairs or anything coming up in an inspection? There's a lot that they have to work through for rather than just, okay, we're going to sell the house and now you have that, now you're going to fight about every aspect of it. And when is the best time to list the house, right? So these are some of the questions he has that I think that they need to work through in the mediation. Is there anything else, Kai, I'm missing that you want to add?
Uh, no, I think, yeah, you covered everything. Yeah.
So Amber and I discussed her concerns about the travel as well as the house. And on the travel, she says that Kai, you and her had agreed that Hannah wouldn't have a cell phone until she's 12. Is that right?
Uh, we once mentioned it, because, social media can do a lot of weird things to the kid's brain, so we kind of agreed that maybe later.
Okay. So Amber was thinking that when she reaches 12 and she has her own cell phone, that would be a good time for her to take a long trip to China. Like
But that's a little bit, uh, I don't think that really matters for this trip, though. Why
she doesn't know about your proposal for the 3-week trip. This is before she hears that, okay?
And here's the thing with the 12 years old and the cell phone. Now they have so many parental restrictions or limited access calling. I mean, if you're trying to make it 12 years old because you don't want her to have a cell phone, you can give her even like a phone just for the trip with limited callers, people she can call or can communicate with her
Yeah,
if she wants to track her. So
yeah.
that doesn't have anything to do with the trip to China.
Mhm.
Their decision as parents when they were, and I don't know how long ago you made that arrangement for 12 not to have a phone. But, things change, times change. If it was 3 years ago, technology has changed. So maybe that's something.
But that will be a counter, so we
Mhm.
can take that back to her. With regard to the house, she takes your point. Her proposal is to set up some kind of buyout plan so that she could pay you off monthly. Would that work at all for you? Hi.
Does she
IO
work? Like,
plan.
where's she
Yeah,
getting the money to buy him out?
yeah,
Did she
yeah. I
say?
don't think
Currently
she can.
working. She's currently working part-time and she's hoping to go full-time.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough to cover the the buyout.
Is she in the position to get to refinance the house on her own?
I don't believe so now since she's still working part-time.
Well, maybe she can get a co-signer, like a relative or something on her side.
We can ask certainly. So right now, though, does a buyout plan, if it's feasible, does a buyout plan sound like something you would be willing to work with, Kai? Or
Yeah,
maybe,
if the buyout amount matches the half of the equity,
Mhm.
right?
It's the terms too. It's not just,
Right.
is she going to buy it? It's the terms. So don't lose sight of the fact you don't want 20 years to get your money, right? Because you're losing interest on the part of the money that you would have been able to invest or do something with right now. So
Oh
it
yeah,
really
yeah,
depends on the terms of the buyout.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And you also want her to explore refinancing with maybe somebody in her family signing for her.
Is there anything else, Kai? I mean, maybe you have some other thoughts. This is your mediation, so take your time and really think about what would structurally work for you. I don't know your living conditions now, how long you could sustain where you are without moving, or
Mm.
are you planning to buy? Are you planning to rent? What are your term, what are you planning to do once you get some or all of the money?
Well, part of it is gonna help me, settle down with a affordable rental place. Yeah. And yeah, I have some savings. So yeah, once the saving amount met the down payment, I can probably do another smaller house. So yeah,
Mhm.
out of the rental. But without that, the half of the equity to start with, I don't want to wait another 20 years until Amber pays me, right?
Right.
Just
So
it's
maybe
a,
if you're planning to go into a rental and she gives you enough money for you to get that set up first, right?
mhm.
And then maybe then payments like short, not a long term, but that way it gives a little bit of time for her to get the refinancing in order or get a full-time job, and get your money. Like that's another thing you could look at.
Yeah,
We can explore all those options because we definitely have to. So everybody's got to have a place to live that Hannah can be comfortable in. So we definitely can, go through. We'll just think outside the box and come up with some plan so that everyone has a place to live. That Hannah can be comfortable in both houses. Yeah, both homes. So
yeah.
I'm gonna leave you guys. I'm gonna take. You want me to take over there the offer about the 3 weeks and maybe in a country outside of China like Malaysia? Are there any others, Kai, that your family goes to on a regular basis?
Did you mention the Philippines?
Uh,
We're
no, I mean,
supposed to.
yeah, I mean, there's some Asia countries around close to China, right? Those can be a fun place to do the family reunions, right? Though I don't have a relative that actually live in Philippines or Thailand or Malaysia, but some of my families they have found that place what a long time ago. So if if China is not going to work out, then maybe some other places.
Okay.
Like you said earlier, we don't have. I can sacrifice the whole 6 weeks trip. I can make it shorter to make it sounds reasonable, like 3 weeks ish, right? So
Okay.
And that's just for now. That's not forever, three
Right.
weeks.
That would
yeah,
be an initial trip to see how
Yeah.
things go. Yeah.
yeah, and
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 of
we're not
course,
talking, you're not talking about an annual trip either, right? So this is not going to be something that every year.
yeah, probably it's not an annual thing,
Hmm.
But later on, when financial become more stabilized, why not,
But then
I
as
mean,
that happens, she's also going to be aging, so she'll be a little older, and that may make for the comfort level increasing
Hmm.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
but I still think it's important to get her passport, you know, get her passport. That's just, who doesn't have a passport, even if we're not ready to fly right now out of the
Right.
country, it's still a good thing to have. Take time to process the application. Imagine finally we work out a time, and guess what? The whole time is wasted because it's applying the passport, right?
So
So that won't be fair.
you're proposing to apply now for her passport just to get
Yeah,
the process.
even if we were not flying out right now,
Right.
right? There's no reason against applying a passport.
Okay. And
Yeah,
are you?
the kids would have to get that, continuously until they're 18 anyway. But both parents normally would have to go together to get that.
Yeah.
So you'll both be there.
Hmm. Yeah.
And would you object to Amber being the person who keeps the passport, or would you want it?
Uh, how about I don't know. Is there like
You can take
eh,
time to talk to Deborah about that before we get an answer. That's fine.
Before we
okay.
even go down that road, let's see where she is on this other. These are big hurdles. The passport isn't that big of a hurdle if
Right.
we have to figure out the travel first. So maybe that and remind her about the phone, the limited thing with the phone.
I'm like every little agreement we can reach helps build
Yeah.
momentum to agreement, right? So let me go back with that and say, and see if she's agreeable to the applying for the passport, even if nobody's traveling. And Deborah, did you say it has to be done every year? How
I think it's
often?
either every 1 or 2 years. I don't remember. I
Okay, but
think
it's
it
not
might.
a long term.
No, it's not. When they're under
Okay.
18, it's not going to be from then on. Like, adults get like 10 years or something.
Yes.
I think it's like, it could be two. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I know I have to renew my own kids' passports soon, so.
Okay. So we're going to go back with the proposal of a 3-week trip to a country perhaps outside of China, or we look at what the security people are saying and maybe China is okay this year. I don't know. And the cell phone issue would be resolved by having a cell phone for the purposes of that trip with parental controls attached. Yeah? Is that what I'm hearing you guys say? And with
Mhm.
regard to the house, what we're looking at is having Amber explore refinancing options, maybe with some family help, or getting a more detailed idea about how this payout plan would work if she can't refinance. Is that correct?
Yes, I think so.
All right, let me go over there and talk to her about those things, and I will be right back. And also, guys, let me know if you need to take a break. We can do that and get coffee or whatever you want. Okay. Okay, Amber, I'm back. And they have counter proposal, but they did hear your proposal. And
Okay.
with regard to traveling, their suggestion is perhaps for the initial trip, while she's young, that the time be reduced to 3 weeks. And also, if the State Department, if there's a travel restriction on China, that we can find another country outside of China where his family would also be willing to travel to. So I think for specificity, we would have to get a list of countries that you are okay with, and we can look at that site and figure that out. Yeah. How does that sound to you?
So their comeback is just shortening the time.
They also have a communication solution.
Oh, what's that? What's that?
So they said that there are now cell phones that have a lot more parental controls and restrictions. So she would have a cell phone that she has possession of, that she could reach you if she needed to, but it wouldn't be a full-on cell phone. I guess doesn't have all the access. It could have restrictions. And also it could just be for that trip.
Let me think on that one for a minute. While you were in the other room, I don't know what they came back with the house, but I want to share with you
Okay.
just because, it wasn't 9 years for nothing. I know how he thinks a little bit. I called my uncle. Um, he's really well off, and he's agreed to help me with buying out the house from him.
Okay. So you would have sole ownership of the house, and your uncle would sign the refi, pay or whatever, and pay out
Basically,
guys equity share.
right, right.
Okay. Thank you for doing that. That's perfect. Do you need a few minutes to think about the travel, or do you want to talk through it? What would you like to do with that?
I think just talking through it, just because I want to be a good mom. I don't want to stop my daughter from having these amazing experiences, but it's also hard to step back and be like, sometimes you got to let go a little bit for them to do that because safety first above all else.
So would you want to put in some kind of condition that as long as the US travel advisory, I don't know, they have like
They have
they
the
have
different
codes,
to
green, red, what they have 5. So
or
what can we look at it maybe and see what levels you would be willing? Like if it's whatever the level is that you would be comfortable with, then it's a go. If not, she has to go somewhere
well,
to that.
China is never a one ever. So I think as long as it's a 1 or a 2.
I don't know what any of that means.
Okay. As long as the U.S. travel advisory,
Right.
a 1 or a 2, because 1 is just like,
Everybody
do
goes
what
and
you
has a
want,
good
don't have to worry about
time.
anything, right? Number
Okay.
2 is just like, just, keep an eye out for things.
So
So,
like going to New York, that would be a 2. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So,
Like
so
you
I
have to
think,
be aware of your surroundings kind of thing.
right, right.
So which kind of countries fall into that 1 and 2 in Asia? Which countries there fall, do you know, fall into that?
Well, I mean, it's constantly changing based off of the world situation. So I think if we're just putting it in there, like that, we would be monitoring the U.S. travel advisory, and
Okay.
as long as it's not anything above a 2.
Okay. Excuse me for one moment. We have a little technical issue. We lost one of our participants, so let me readmit them.
Okay.
Happens. Okay. Hopefully they're back in. All right. So as long as the travel advisory is not above a 2,
Yeah.
then you would be agreeable to her traveling to that country. Now, what about this first trip? Are you okay with 3 weeks? Is that, I know it's not going to be comfortable. You're going to be holding your breath the whole time, but do you think you could?
I think if we get her the temporary, lots of parental controls, cell phone for while she's over
Mhm,
there,
mhm.
and we're communicating every other day.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be long. I just want some sort of check.
Check-in.
Yeah, every other
Daily
day.
check-in. Every other day check-in.
Yeah.
Okay. That's hopefully workable. And then and you're okay with the 3 weeks. It's a long trip.
That is a very long trip. I know with her
But
being
I
so
mean,
young,
just the
though,
time of getting there. How many hours does it take to get there?
it's a 24-hour flight, and then it's a different time period. So I know it's going to take her a few days to adjust.
Okay. So it needs to be at least
Yeah, it
three
needs
weeks,
to
you
be, I
think?
think for her health, 3 weeks,
Okay.
it would actually be better than shortening it. So that's fine.
Okay. So then I'm assuming you're okay with going ahead and applying for the passport.
Yes.
It's- Mama Bear, you're doing a good job. You really are. And this is hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to keep possession of the passport till she travels, or are you okay with Dad having it?
Oh no, I would like to keep possession. I mean, I have her custody and all her other paperwork anyways. So, and it's not like I'm gonna like hold it over him or anything if they've
Right.
booked the flights.
Okay. And I think I heard his attorney say that you both have to go to get the passport done or signed or something.
I've
I
heard that
don't.
before too. You have to
Okay.
have both signatures, and um that's that's fine.
Okay. So you guys just have to work out the schedules on that since he's offshore and onshore, and that's doable. Okay.
Yeah.
So
But he's paying for it though, right?
I will talk to him about that. So I don't, we will clarify that. So you're okay with the passport, you have possession, Dad pays for it, you're okay with the 3 weeks as long as the travel advisory to wherever he's proposing is not higher than a 2.
Yes.
And you get the cell phone and you're okay with the parental controls that would be available.
Yes, yes. And just for temporary, it's just for while they're on
Right,
trips.
it's for travel, one
Yeah.
travel phone. But is there anything else? Oh, and you want to make sure you get the every other day check-in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The every other day check-in. And then um you already have about the house and my uncle helping
We,
with.
we got the refi. Do you want to say it's your uncle, or you just want to say that you have been assured that you can refinance it? Or I don't,
He knows who my
you know,
uncle
so,
is. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
very good. All right, let me go back over there and hopefully we have a deal and then we just have to type it up and review it, okay? All right, I will be right back. Oh, Hi, Deborah, twice.
I know. Is that seven? Uh-oh. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Very good. Okay. And
Yeah.
I think we might have an agreement. So Amber, I gave him your suggestions, and she's fine with the 3 weeks travel, some to Asia, provided the cell phone has the conditions that that we talked about, the parental controls, and you agree to having her while she's traveling check in every other day. So mom, just to reassure mom that she's fine. Is that
Oh
okay?
yeah, no problem. Yeah. Yeah, she can come in, can call her mom whenever she want.
Okay, very good. And we also understand that that cell phone is just for use while she's traveling. Not
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
That might be more of an issue for Hannah than for you, but both parents need to be on board that with to tell her
Yeah.
that the cell phone is not permanent, it's just for travel, okay?
Yeah.
Good, so we've got that, and she's agreeable to the passport. She understands that you both have to do something in order to get that done, and she's happy to cooperate with that, and she would like to keep possession of the passport. She's not gonna
Yeah.
hold it over you, but she has all her documents. She'll have to keep it with the documents.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
And that you're willing to pay for the passport cost. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, probably uh less than $200, I guess.
I hope.
Yeah. And I
Oh,
looked up, it's going to be valid for 5 years, so you'd only have to go through this one more time before she's an adult, so.
Sure. Yeah. Perfect.
great. So with regard to the house, Amber contacted her uncle while we were on break. And she says, you know this uncle. So the refi is also done. She'll be able to
So she's okay to do the refinance?
refinance, and her uncle's going to help with the refinance. So you'll be able to get your equity out of the home.
Awesome. Yeah.
So any other issues anyone has thought of?
Is there a time limit for the refi?
Deborah? I will go with.
Sorry, never mind.
I know, and you're right, though. That's important. We'll go and we'll clarify that time. Is there like a range of time that you guys would be comfortable with? Sooner the better, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, sooner or better. Yeah.
But
Like 60 days.
if it's 60 days, that's okay. Because I mean, paperwork, right, takes a while, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the outside on that is. Do you,
People
Deborah?
could drag that out, because it's like, think about it. You can drag that out for a long time. So that's why it's like, no. And if the uncle like is going to do it, it shouldn't take long at all.
Yeah, he's
So
going to be
60
involved. I don't.
days.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll propose 60 days, and hopefully, well, she'll have to talk to the uncle about how soon he can do it, right? So we'll come back to that. But
And
other than
it's a
that,
50
I didn't hear
it's a
you.
50-50 split, right? I didn't hear them say it's definitely the 50-50 split on the 130 in equity.
I didn't hear her say anything objection to that, but we'll clarify all of that, and I think we'll start drafting. Okay?
Okay.
Can we draft in the same room and be easier? Y'all okay with that?
Yes.
Let me check in with her, and if that's true, we'll go back to general and we'll draft it up and review it together, and then we'll send it out. Okay?
Perfect.
Thank you guys. I'll be right back. It's almost over, Kai.
Okay.
I can see your expression. You're getting a little bit fatigued. Yeah, well, soon. We're almost there. Okay, Amber, I think that we might have a deal. We have a few little technical things to fix, but other than that, I think we're fine. They have agreed, as long as the alerts at TSA are not high, 1, 2, over 2. Daily check-ins, cell phone will have parental controls. And Kai actually said that we have the cell phone for travel that I apologize if that noise in the background.
I don't hear it, it's fine.
Great, good. he's fine with her calling whenever she wants to call and talk to you. So,
Okay.
he's fine with you having possession of the passport. He's willing to pay to get the passport. That's all good. With respect to the refinancing of the home, he's very good with that. Obviously, he did have one question about the timing of that. When you spoke to your uncle, did you have an indication of did y'all agree, like how soon that would happen?
So my husband knows this too. My uncle just really dotes on me. So whenever we need it, like I can negotiate that however it needs to be. He could have that ready whenever.
So within 60 days, you can do it for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, perfect. And then with regard to the equity, it's 100, my understanding is $130,000 worth of equity in the home.
Right. So
And
it'd be
you
half
guys
that.
are going to half of that. And that's going to be half minus finance costs, or is your uncle self-financing it?
I just assumed I would be taking over the mortgage. I don't know how that works legally. Do I have to refinance it?
We'll ask Deborah because I remember can't do legal.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do
I
legal.
don't know how it works. I'm willing to go 50-50 on it. And like I said, I just assumed I was just taking over the mortgage. So,
You will be taking over the mortgage, or I don't know, your uncle might want to do a whole nother refinance the mortgage. I have no idea. But we'll get, are you comfortable if we all go back into the same room so we can get these little
yeah,
details done?
that's fine.
Because yeah, somebody else won't be able, they may know how that will work. All right,
Okay.
so I'm gonna say this is all good. We're gonna go back. We'll make sure that everybody's on the same page.
Okay.
Then we're gonna take a break because I can't type while being watched. Well, I can make my fingers on the keyboard, but it's a disaster. So,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm back. So, yeah, we have an agreement. She said, Kai, you know that uncle, he dotes on her. So within 60 days is not a problem. We still have some details we don't know and we can just contingency them. I don't know if he's going to just write a check for the 50% that goes to Kai or if he's going to refinance it and there's, paperwork and refinance costs. I have no idea. We don't know about that part. So is it okay so that we go back into the same room and talk about those things, and if we can put the contingencies in the agreement so that we can get this wrapped up today? But does that work?
Sure.
All right, so I am going to try to think the best way to do this. I may leave you guys alone in your separate rooms for a minute while I start drafting, because if I can get most of it drafted, then you can dictate the little details. Okay, does that work?
Fine, that's fine.
Okay. Slight change of plans. Before we all get together, I'm gonna go type up what I have right now of the agreement, so that way I can put it on screen and those little details about, how the financing or refinancing may go. I'll type those in. That's not so much that I can't type it.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna leave you here. I'm gonna go away and I'll come back.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a little bit of reality TV.
Yeah, and hopefully will help them communicate effectively going forward. Because that's the trick, right? Is to express yourself without animus toward the other party.
Yes.
Mhm.
Share.
Oh, here it goes.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Okay, so first,
Excuse
if
me.
everyone could just check that I spelled their names properly, the case number is correct, the date, all those things. I'm pretty sure I spelled my name right, but if you could check the other ones.
Oh, my name isn't spelled right.
Oh, look at that.
Deborah.
I don't know what I did with your name, Deborah. Not better.
Mm-hmm.
So then, Kai, you'll sign the property over to Amber. And attorney's fees. Amber, are you pitching in anything?
No.
All right. Deborah, are you going to do all the filing?
Yeah, I can do that.
Or do you want us to file the MSA, the DRC?
Yeah, that would be fastest.
How much time do you need?
Probably about a year. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm
When's your
just kidding.
trial? When's your trial coming up?
Let's say 30 days.
So 30 days from now, within
Yeah.
on or before March.
We're in May. So June 7th? Is that a weekday?
This is April.
Oh, geez. Then May 7th.
It's okay. I lived there too. And Amber, once you get these documents, how much time will you need to sign and return them? Alrighty, I'm gonna go over to DocuSign and send this out. So just hang tight and I will get it to you.
Okay, that'll just come in our email then.
It'll go to your email address.
Okay.
Okay, so my DocuSign indicates that you guys have all received it and signed it. Deborah, do you have a fully executed agreement?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Amber, have you received a fully executed agreement?
Yes.
Kai?
Yes.
Very good. I want to just thank you all for participating. You are wonderful to work with. And I wish you all the best going forward, particularly Hannah. And I hope she has a fabulous time on her trip. And did you want to say anything, Mac?
Oh no, I was just observing. But thank you guys so much for doing this, and I'm glad that this came to some kind of good resolution.
Thank you. Hopefully I didn't drag it out too much.
You are
Thank you,
fine.
guys.
You are all wonderful to
Thank
work with.
you.
Again, thank you so much for participating. The DRC will get that signed. I guess they'll file it tomorrow. And best of luck going forward. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank
Bye-bye.
you.